so it's about 20 minutes of 7, and we're almost set to go. So that's what, about 2 hours to get ready. Incredible. So I promised you a bit on mileages. The first day, Saturday, we hiked. I do up a planning spreadsheet, and I didn't realize I had it with me, so I can quote these numbers. 11.21 the first day, which isn't too bad considering we did our only 4,000 footer and we started late. 9.88 the second day, and 10.2 yesterday. So, you know, around 10 miles a day, which is, in this terrain, plenty for me anyway. I'll give you an idea of what we plan for today on the map here. Alright, so we are on the Wild River Trail. Yeah, right about where that little blip goes north-south. If you can see that, that's where the tent site is. And we're going to continue that through Perkins Notch and down to where it meets the Bog Brook Trail. But we're not going to take the Bog Brook Trail. We're going to continue on the Wild River Trail until we come to the junction with the Wildcat River Trail, not to be confused. When we get there, we're actually going to turn the cars down here, but we're going to walk up towards Carter Notch Hut. I'm not sure how far we're going to get. We'll calculate that out. We want to get back to the car by about noon, so we get home, you know, ahead of the rush hour traffic. So if we're, you know, real lucky, we might get all the way up to the hut. And as I said, what I'm doing is looking for a place to stealth camp up near towards the hut. You have to be half a mile away, a quarter mile away to be legal. Okay, we are back in Perkins Notch. You may recall we were here on the first day, pretty early on the first day. So we arrived about on time, about 7:15. I needed to tighten up my shoes. They're new. I'm still learning about them. They're breaking me in, and they were too loose. So we have 7/10 of a mile to go to the Bog Brook Junction. So that's a trail we've covered before. We've left the wilderness area, and I'm not sure, I don't recall, but that might mean the trail will be a little easier. The sign says that it's 4.6 miles all the way to Carter Notch Hut, so that seems really ambitious to think we're going to get there and then get out by noon. But we'll see how far we get, and it's a beautiful day for hiking, so why not? Okay, we're at the junction with the Bog Brook Trail, and we'll, as opposed to Saturday, we'll be staying on the Wild River Trail and taking it over to the Wildcat River Trail, which is 1.1 miles from here. And I must say that the trail is much easier to walk on since we've left the wilderness area. There's some very nice sections. You can just put one foot down in front of the other and stroll along. And we enjoy that. It's certainly a nice change of pace. So we've made it to the Wildcat River Trail. It's about 8:15, And here's the arithmetic. By my calculations, it's about an hour and a half to get back to the car that way. And we want to be there by noon, so we need to be back here at 10:30. So we have 2 hours and 15 minutes of free time to go up that way towards the hut and explore. So if we divide that exactly in half, that would be 1 hour and 7.5 minutes. So, you know, we don't like to push things that close. So we'll hike for an hour if we reach the hut, which we may. Fine. If not, then we'll just turn around. So we did make it up to the hut. We're a little past our time. It's about 9:30 now. So we'll have to hope we make a little better time going downhill, which we probably will. Look familiar? We're back. It's about 20 after 10, so we're a little ahead of schedule. From the stills, hope you can tell that we did make it up to the Carter Notch hut. And we did find that there are places to camp near there. They're not legal under the regulations, but they look well established. They're not hard to find. I won't go into any more detail. So 1.9 to the Bog Brook Trail, and then 0.7, I believe it is, to the road. So 2.6 altogether, and we have an hour and a half to do that in. So it's about 8 minutes after 11, and we've just come back to the intersection with the Boggy Brook Trail where we've been before. So it's 7/10 of a mile out to the car. So we are back at the car. It's about 11:30. The car was fine in this little used parking lot. Actually, there is one other car here, probably a young couple that I passed just maybe a mile in. So we're going to recuperate a little bit. I didn't bother to try to leave a chest of cold beer. I'm pretty sure the ice wouldn't have lasted. If we have a change of clothes, I think we'll try to take a little bath. That sounds like a good idea. Then into North Conway for some fast food, and then the rest of the trip home. Well, I hope you enjoyed the hike as much as I did. You know, the weather was pretty good, and the camping was good, the hiking was good. The trails were rough. Maybe I'll try something that's not a wilderness area for the next one, give my ankles and feet a little break. And perhaps I'll do a little epilogue to talk about food and fuel consumption and my thoughts on that. But thanks for coming along, and we'll see you down the road. I'm back home, all cleaned up, unpacked, and recovering, getting used to the world again. I just wanted to briefly share with you a few notes on weights of this and that. To start with, the whole pack base weight at the start of the trip was 14.6 pounds. That's without food, fuel, and water. With food, fuel, and water, it came in at 23.4 pounds. So I'm pretty happy with both those weights, although there's some weight savings to be had in both fuel apparently, and of course as always food. I used less than 4 ounces of alcohol, which I can't explain since I used more. I used all 8 ounces on a trip of the last trip, similar length. It certainly can't all be explained by the fact that I used the Bush Buddy once. It may be partially explained by I used a different stove. I used a Mini Bull Designs M7, which has one of its major features is it has a lid, so you put about 2 ounces of fuel in it. You burn it for as long as you need to do whatever you're doing, boiling water generally, and then you put the lid on and no fuel is wasted. So maybe that's, it surely must be part of the savings. And now that makes the Bush Buddy less attractive. Maybe I don't need it, but I've got it and it's fun. Food, I took somewhat less food. I took 3 pounds 6 ounces of food. I didn't take a big hunk of salami or a big hunk of cheese. I took a little bit of cheese and didn't even eat all of that. So as I said, 3 pounds 6 ounces I took. I brought back a little over a pound if you count the trash, which I did. So I ate 2 pounds, 2¼ pounds, something like that, of food over the 3.5 day trip, which most people would say is not enough food. But I was never hungry, so it's the right amount of food for me, and I guess I'll try to take even a little less next time. So that does it for this trip. Thanks for watching, and there should be another trip coming soon. Not sure where yet.